And when you say, oh man, the rich get richer. Yeah, the rich do get richer, but as long as you're making smart decisions with that money. Now, if you're gonna be going out and buying flashy cars and all that stuff, you're not. When you refi, doesn't your payment go up on that property? Therefore, why or how do people do it to buy other homes? So one, if you are refining, for example, I have a property, a fourplex that has a loan at 4.99% interest. I got it 2 years ago, and that was a great interest rate. That was a great interest rate at that time. Currently, I'm looking at like a 3.25% interest rate, 3.5% interest rate on this property. Even if I got $100,000 more out on this property, my payment's almost the same because the interest rate went down so much. I mean, I've basically reduced my interest rate almost about a third. So if you're lowering your interest rate, you're able to take more money out on a loan and the payment's almost the same. And normally rents increase around 3 to 4% a year consistently. So if you buy a property and the rent's $1,000 today, in 10 years from now, rent should be roughly around $1,400. Now your mortgage didn't increase. Your taxes, insurance went up a little bit. Utilities went up a little bit. Maintenance probably went up some too, but not $400 worth. So if you have 4 units and rents went up $1,600, most of that's gonna be profit to you. So now if you did do a refinance, took out more cash, and the payment went up $300 or $400, you still have another $1,300 left over. So that's how, in the beginning, you're not making a lot of money. But today, I've been in the game now I'm 34, so I've been doing it for 15 years now. The properties I bought 10 years ago, I was renting for $500. Now they're like at $1,000, and I'm remodeling them, and I'm gonna bring them up to $1,500. So imagine, I increased my rent $1,000 a unit on a 7-unit building that I bought. That means I'm making $7,000 more each month. On that one property, it's $84,000 I'm bringing in for a smart decision that I made 10 years ago. So as time goes on, it gets bigger and better and better. Now, say I took out a loan for $400,000. A $400,000 loan is only $1,800 a month. So I could hypothetically do a refinance, pull $400,000 cash on this property. My payment's only $1,800 a month. I explained to you, I'm now making $7,000 more than I did before. I would still be making an extra $5,200 a month, which is over $60,000 a year, plus I got $400,000 cash. So I spend this $400,000 cash to buy another property, put $400,000 down on a $2 million property, and I'm still collecting that extra $60,000 a year on that property. So yes, as long as I'm spending that money on a cash producing property, then I'm not really taking on as much risk as someone would assume I'm taking on, given I'm buying a $2 million property and have a $1.6 million loan. So it sounds like, wow, that's a big loan, but it's not the loan that matters. It's the loan compared to your cash flow. But if your mortgage on the $1.6 million loan is gonna be like $7,000, $8,000 a month, $8,000, and if you're buying a $2 million property, you should hopefully bringing in about $20,000 a month. So your coverage is gonna be about 65-70%. So your expenses are about $14,000, you're bringing in 20, you're still netting $6,000. So in that example I just gave you, I took $400 out of this deal, which cost me $1,800. I put it into this other property, which now give me a net extra $6,000 a month. So that move actually brought me another $72,000 a month, a year in profit, $6,000 per month. So you can see that this is constantly, this snowball effect can get bigger and bigger and bigger. And when you say, oh man, the rich get richer. Yeah, the rich do get richer, but as long as you're making smart decisions with that money. Now, if you're gonna be going out and buying flashy cars and all that stuff, you're not. That's why I said you never spend your equity. You never spend that value you make. I can live off of some of the cash flow, but I don't spend that chunk. That 400K, I'm not out blowing it. I'm out buying another property. Whatever the cash flow comes from that, I can spend and do whatever I want on. And eventually you come to a point, once you start making more than like $7,000 a month, you really aren't getting that much happier in your lifestyle from spending. So once you made, say, 10,000, you're like, I'm pretty happy with spending 7. You can save an additional 3. It's easier to save an additional 3. Now you got an extra $36,000 saved up. And you can see, now you're making 20,000 a month, you got an extra 13,000 per month that you're saving. It's easier for you to be able to have, at the end of the year, an extra 150,000 to buy another deal. And you can see it gets bigger and bigger and bigger.